Hey guys, welcome to Cinebounds. Today it is, as you can tell in the title, a different sort of video. One that we had flagged, Big J and I had flagged that we were going to do a few weeks ago. We're looking forward for the AFLW. I know you guys might be like, oh, AFLW, hear me out. There is AFLW Fantasy. It has been released, and I'm sure you guys are all very well aware of this. Supercoach is basically done. My trades have been dried up for the last few weeks, and then just add insult to injury with the Dacos news. And now we're sitting there hoping for Seamus Mitchell to be named every single week. There's something new and exciting to really get around and to support, and it is an official AFLW fantasy game. And this will be my first video on it, and I'll be able to show you guys what my team is, my starting team for this season. Now, I did dabble in a bit of AFLW fantasy run by Moreira's Magic in the last season, managed to finish just outside the top 100. I missed out on there by a couple of points, something ridiculously small, and it was a mistake that I'd done that caused me to miss out. So, first time ever, and yet we still did pretty decently. And it is a different game. It's a different game, and I will show you a little bit as to why it's a different game. There's no points lost for disposal inefficiencies. So, as we all know, clangers are a killer for our Supercoach scoring, but it is not involved whatsoever with the fantasy scoring system. You get plus 3 points for kicks, 2 for handballs, 3 for marks, 4 for tackles, 1 for hitouts, 6 for goals. You get 1 point for a behind, you get 1 point for a free fall. The only time you lose points in fantasy is when you give away a free kick. You lose 3 points. So looking at this, you got to see what are the best point avenues. And you can see that the best point avenues are, of course, your goals, which are plus 6, and your tackles, which are plus 4. So you sort of, I'm alluding to what sort of team you need to build. You need to either build teams that are capable of punching out a lot of goals or punching out a lot of tackles. And I can tell you which one is a lot easier to do. And it's definitely tackles. Now, as it's not much of a secret that unfortunately in the AFLW to date, scoring has not been the best. We'll just leave it at that. Scoring goals has not been the highlight of the AFLW to date. It's definitely a lot more contested, a lot more crunch time, and the best scorers in this game are the ones that are capable of racking up a lot of tackles. So with that in mind, that is how I have built my team. Here it is. First iteration. I know it's small, just giving you a broad overview. Center Bounce Joe, this is my team, and I'll walk you through it. You don't have to know all these players. Heck, you don't even have to know half of these players. Heck, you don't have to know any of these players. All you've got to do is know where to look. And this is a very nice looking UI that they've got here. Very nice platform where you can even see by the percentage selected for certain players. So if you really are completely unsure of what you can do, you can play it safe and you simply go with the crowd and use these selections as blockers, as our good friend Abs, the Scod father, would coin it, when you're protected from those pods, those anti-pods. And so this is my team as it is structured with my Ortlop, not sure what's her first name, her name, Taylor Ortlip. There you go, as my as my utility. So again, you don't have to know these players really well. You just simply have to know what you're looking for. And what I was looking for in the midfield are players who can tackle and get the ball. In defense, I'm looking for players that can tackle, but for me, I've also, if you're playing in defense, I want you to be on kick-in duties. Kick-ins are 3 points. As we saw, every time a kick is 3 points. So I like to have people that are kicking the ball. The forward line, mate, the forward line is the most precarious line in fantasy. You thought forward lines in Supercoach was bad? Mate, the forward line in this game is even worse because there are games where the women struggle to kick a lot of goals, and really, we always say you want non-forward forwards in your forward line for Supercoach. That is double the case here for AFLW Fantasy. You need to do all you can to make sure that you don't have any forwards whatsoever. And so that's the way you sort of build your team around. That's what I have done. Now, how do you get these statistics if you don't watch any of the games? Well, it's something very simple. Mortz over at DFS Australia has a column where he has some scores. Obviously, it's not quite as in-depth as the AFL men's, but the fact that these are here in the first place is remarkable. And I did not spend a lot of time making this team, believe me. But what I've done is when I went into defense, AFLW kick-in breakdown, and I look at my players. Now, I've got Charlotte Thomas, a 20-year-old defender from the West Coast Eagles. So if I want to go to the AFLW kick-in breakdown and I see she is taking overwhelmingly all of the kick-ins and she's playing on 85% of the time. To me, I see this and I'm like, yes, 3 points for kick-ins. She had 13 kick-ins in round 10 against Melbourne, if you don't mind. So all of them. All 13 of them. You know what I mean? Like, this is a glorious thing to see. So I'm like, heck yes. Again, I haven't watched this game. I know nothing about this game. But the stats tell me that she gets a lot of kick-ins. Who else is there? Butler from Collingwood. Lauren Butler, 23-year-old. I'll come here. I'll go up to Collingwood. And Lauren Butler, overwhelmingly, 31 kick-ins, second was 7, and she's playing on 94% of the time. This is what I want to see. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to watch these games, but I just simply have to have my understanding and recollection of how the scoring system works and what I want to get. What are the avenues of what makes these players awesome? I come here to Alex Ballard, the 21-year-old defender from Port. So I'll go there, come here. I'm looking for Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide Power. Who took the most kick-ins? Alex Ballard. 45, overwhelmingly more than the next person. So this is sort of what I am looking for. I want players. Chelsea Bedell from Adelaide. Is it Adelaide? Yes, it is Adelaide. Sorry. Went too fast. Come to Adelaide. Chelsea Bedell. 41 kick-ins. Second was third. I only had 3. So as you can see, a lot of you guys are super coaches. You can see that when someone has a lot of kick-ins, that is excellent. Excellent, great floor, which means that they have a higher chance of having some spike games. Because if they're taking kick-ins, it elevates their floor, which means that even when they have poor games, they're still getting 3 points from these kick-ins. So that's the way I've set up the team. Now, in the midfield, these are where your tackling machines reside. None more so than Kiara Bowers. Now, how do I know how many people, how much they're tackling? It doesn't give me this. DFS Australia isn't giving me those statistics. It gives me ruck contests, it gives me CBAs, kick-ins, and the heat maps, and the points. It doesn't actually tell me how many tackles they've got. How do I find out? Well, you would go to the AFLW website. You would then go to matches, stats, and you would go to player stats and make sure you select the last season and all teams. Then you come across here to tackles and bang. You click this on average and you find out how the players are ranked for tackles during the year. And again, you can do it for all of these other statistics. So then you can see Kiara Bowers. She's 14.6 tackles on average with 21.6 disposals a game. She is a freak, a monster. The only one in the game averaging over 120. She is, in my opinion, an absolute lock. Her last 3-round average, insane. insane. I don't know how you can't put. I don't know how you can't pick this incredible human being. Ebony Marinoff, the second person selected. You can no surprise that she's second with 9.7 tackles and 24 disposals a game. This is exactly what I want. This are the avenues to scoring that I want from my players. I've got Georgie Prespakis at third. Where's Georgie Prespakis in this? She's over here. She's averaged 7.2 tackles a game and 21 disposals. I don't just want someone who tackles a lot, because then I'd go for Catherine Svart. But she only has 11 tackles, 11 disposals a game. I want someone who tackles and gets the ball. So Georgia Prespakis 7.2 compared to Svart 9.3. I'm willing to give up 2 tackles if it means I'm getting the ball 10 more times. So again, that's just a judgment call. Prespakis third. Amy McDonald, 26-year-old midfielder, again from the Cats. What's Amy McDonald do? Amy McDonald, 7.4 tackles with 24.6 disposals. Wonderful. And that's what I want. I want players who tackle and get the ball. And that's what these 4 wonderful women do. And of course, I've got a rookie here, a rookie there. I've got a couple of rookies here. Because again, the forward line doesn't matter. The forward line is shit. You just got to get the main players who are going to play away from the forward line. And these players, from what I've read, these guys are rookie players that haven't played. From what I've heard and online, are very likely to not be stuck in the forward line. Neither are these. Chelsea Randell apparently is going to play all over the ground. And again, you can tell thanks to, you come here to the player heat maps. And when you put in Chelsea Randell, and you can see she's not playing forward. She's playing all over the place. We don't want a forward, a true forward. We got Karen Paxman. Wow. There's an X in her last name. Karen Paxman. You've got now Paxman. And again, she's not a forward. She's playing all over the place. And that's what you want. You don't want forwards who are going to be stuck in the forward line getting you nothing. That's not how you want to play this game. These players, your rookie price players, are $300K. Obviously, it's a lot more expensive compared to Supercoach, but you need to have these players. You can't have any loopholes, because that's not how that works. Fantasy, the prices go up right after game 1. So you got to make sure that all these players are in fact playing. And I think these are probably these are the more popular selections on the bench who are rookie priced, and these can change at the drop of a hat. I've heard that this Tiana Smith, 21-year-old, is going to be very good in the midfield, coming back from injury. Fleur Davies is going to do really well in the ruck, coming off a shoulder problem. She's going to be the main ruckman for the Giants. Apparently, this one might have a basketball background. Again, you don't need to know these rookies, these basement price rookies on the bench. Those can be found out much later on in the season. There are going to be some practice games coming up around the corner. So those are going to be some things that we are going to be looking at on this channel and updating the team and updating you guys so that we can build the best possible list to start the season. This is my team as it currently stands. I'm pretty happy with it. It took me no time, not too much time at all. Just simply went to these 2 websites to ascertain which players statistically from last season had really good seasons, and filled it up, stacked the midfield. Obviously, I've got a basement rookie here. I'm an Essendon supporter, and I've only heard amazing things about this wonderful player. And apparently she's going to rock it up in price super quickly if you don't get it. So I just listen to them. I take it on board. But these 4 players, I think, are the best 4 mids in the game. I've got a bit of value in the ruck because I don't think the ruck matters a lot. I've just gone for someone who is pretty decent when it comes to tackling and in addition to ruck duties. So beautiful Lauren Bella is going to be my ruck here. And yeah, the rest of the team is filled with players that play a specific role. Can you tackle? Excellent. Can you get the ball? Excellent. Do you get kick ins? Excellent. Things that we love to hear all about. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the very first video that we have done on the AFLW Fantasy. Please let us know in the comments down below if you have any questions whatsoever about how this game is run. First prize gets a $49,000 Toyota Hilux, I think it is. So, mate, can't say no to a brand new car. Plus, it's a good way to learn the player's name. If you haven't played fantasy before, here's a way for you to dabble in it for the first time. Get that trade itch. For those of us who have run out of trades, this one will have infinite trades. So make sure you come in, and it's a good way to support the girls. Obviously, we can see how impactful and wonderful it is to follow and to support our Australian females when it comes to the Matildas playing in the World Cup for soccer. And footy is an infinitely better sport than soccer, in my opinion. So if we can enjoy getting behind Australian women playing soccer, I think the least we can do is get behind these Australian women playing footy. Thank you guys so much for coming on, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.